AI to the Sky, the podcast for those who build the future, not those who fear it. AI, automation, disruption, no mercy. Hosted by Joseph Fail.
This episode is powered by Rocket AI. WhatsApp bans costing you sales? Rocket AI automates messaging legally with AI.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of AI to the Sky. But let me tell you this. If your computer could only send one mail per day, you'd feel, I think, limited. Three mails, better, but insufficient. Now imagine redesigning the system to send 1,000 of them. Smarter, faster, and safer. That's Sarah Choudhary. And today we are going to discover how she uses AI to run three businesses simultaneously without co founders, without funding, without excuses. This is AI to the Sky. Sarah Choudhary has a PhD over 20 years in AI and data science and has built companies like ICE Rideshare, iChef, and Sprawberry from scratch. But there's the brutal part. She did it alone. No co founder, no investment rounds, using AI as her virtual team. She's been in Fortune 500s, pitched to multi-millionaire dollar boards, and is now writing the quantum code of wealth. If you are tired of the traditional raise capital, hire team, scale slowly model, this is for you. In the next 30 minutes, you will discover one, the exact framework that use AI as a virtual co-founder. Two, why the traditional founder model can be a trap. And three, the mental operating system Sarah uses to manage multiple business without burning out. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate, and this is a really great introduction. Thank you. I appreciate for that, and also thank you for opportunity to bring me here and sharing about my thoughts and what I have done and how we can, make it more kind of like better for everyone to use it in everyday thing.
Yeah, it's really nice and great to have you here, and thank you so much for accepting the invitation. So, Sarah, where are you and where are you from?
I am originally from Pakistan, and I'm here in USA for more than 25 years. I'm working here. I graduated, and then I did my MBA, PhD in this country, along with the working with families. So I'm currently residing in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is the capital of North Carolina State. So, but I traveled a lot. I used to be in California. I work in Dallas, Texas, in Chicago, in different areas, you name it.
Oh, okay. So you are everywhere.
Kind of.
It's really nice to meet you. And Sarah, let me ask you some questions.
Sure.
You said, I see boundaries and I break them. Most tech entrepreneurs believe they need co-founders and investors to compete. You built ICE Rideshare and Uber competitor completely alone using AI. What mental boundary are they accepting that you don't accept?
Yeah, sure. This is a really good question. So most founder inherit the limitation disguised as logic. Like, and progress does not require partner or you can say capitals or any kind of like that because there's a credibility that's needed. And history proves like otherwise, like every age has on mind who rewired what was possible. So I realized that my boundary was not funded, it's a belief. So when I made the prototypes, I gathered clarity, and when you understand that AI is not a gadget, but as a intelligent amplifier, you stop chasing the manpower and multiplying your own manpower. So to me, AI is the modern printing press of the possibilities. It collapses the distance between thoughts and execution. You think it's drafts. You imagine like whenever you imagine like it's accelerates. So the real boundaries most entrepreneurs accept is the dependency. The idea of power live outside of them. I don't accept them. My power is internal, scalable through the design by the technology. The future belongs to those who emerge the independence out of that boundary and combine it with the intelligence. So without co-founder and without investors, I write a article entrepreneur as well that if you have an idea, you just need an execution, that one step, and start working with wisdom and kind of like use AI, because in the previous time I remember when I was doing my PhD or my juggling with multiple things, I didn't have AI that time, so I have to do all the paperwork and everything. So now we are in very good timings where we can use AI as a wonderful assistant but not be as a dependent on it, right? So that
Yeah.
was what my powerful tool is.
Oh, that's impressive. Really impressive.
Yeah.
It's a mindset, right?
Yes, exactly. It's completely mindset, like how you think and how you implement those kind of principles that you put together for yourself and you learn along with your time and your experience.
Yeah. So, Sarah, you have three active business right now, right? It's ICE Rideshare, iChef, Sprawberry. For
Mm,
someone listening who can barely manage, I don't know, maybe one project, this sounds like impossible.
mm.
How do you specifically use AI to multiply your bandwidth without multiplying your team?
Yeah, so yeah, it's a crazy because I stopped managing companies and started managing the system of thoughts basically. So each of my ventures, mobility, food, and the barter system that I created, is an expression of a one big equation: human need times ethical intelligence, and that's a sustainable. AI connects them like a neural pathway. When ICE predicts the driver demands, that behavior patterns trains the iChef delivery logic. And when iChef optimizes the food freshness, those logistics teach Sprawberry as a broader algorithm, like how to match timings with the interest. So in reality, I don't juggle three things. I operate one intelligent network that keep learning by itself. People burn out because they build in silos. I build in ecosystem. AI
Oh,
can handle repetitions, different
mhm.
reporting, and also the teams. And it leaves me free for only that I humans can do, like pattern recognition, storytelling, and direction. So and I know Da Vinci said the simplicity is all the sophistication. And AI is, however, achieve that simplicity in the planetary scale. It's not about multitasking, it's about like meta thinking.
Oh, okay. So it's not just using ChatGPT to write mails, right? There is a
Mhm.
complete operating system here. Let's unpack it because this is exactly what differentiates someone who uses AI as a tool versus someone who uses AI as an infrastructure. Sarah, on your LinkedIn, you said, "I've broke, I've been broke, bold, burnout, and back again." Take us to that burnout moment. What what a specific project or decision took you there, and how would AI have changed the outcome if you had today's tools?
Yeah, that moment came when my ambition outgrew my biology, basically. So I was doing everything, PhD, and motherhood, and the startups, and the sleepless codes, nights. So, and and believing like exhaustion is evidence of a great reward. But one night I realized that I'm not chasing success anymore. I am just escaping the stillness. Is if I had today like AI back then, so I could have offload a lot of mechanical part to my genius, like paperwork, data preparation, research, and for example, to reply to emails. So I could preserve the rarest resources that we have, which is a mental energy. Burnout basically is a power restoration, right? Without any instructions. So AI is a restoration in a digital form. It gives time back to humans to work on their spirit and power of energy. So its goal is like not be a superhuman, but not to waste the human task that machine can easily handle. So now I design the companies that protect the consciousness as much as they pursue the profit. And that's my post burnout thesis. Automation should be expanding the awareness, not kind of like exaggerate that. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really insightful then. So, Sarah, let's talk about the uncomfortable part. You have a PhD, 20 years of technical experience.
Mhm.
When you use AI to develop feature in ICE or iChef, do you ever feel like you are maybe cheating or compromising quality? And how do you handle that internal conflict?
Uh, Honestly speaking, not once, because using AI is no more like cheating than using a telescope was cheating for Galileo. So tools don't diminish the intellect, they reveal it. Cheating is when you copy the another's visions. Creation is when you extend on your own. AI is not instrumental. It's like a violin. So brilliance lies in the hands of the player. I still review every model output with a human intuition. I sense the pattern algorithms can feel and the fusion of logic and instinct. That's what mastery lives. So I remember Einstein used math to express the imagination. I use AI to express more kind of like a cognition. So no, it's not like cheating. It's more kind of like a collaboration with the intelligence itself.
Oh, that's great. And yes, then we have to manage and we have to apply also ethical principles, right? Because it is really important. So, Sarah, I'm full of questions. Sorry about that. But you mentioned ethical AI and quantum neuroscience in your bio. That's really heavy, I think. Most founders just want tools that work. Why do you care so much about ethics when
Mhm.
you are competing against giants who clearly don't have those limits?
True. Yeah, because the main thing is like intelligence without ethic to me is more entropy. We are teaching machines to learn from us. But what if they inherit our chaos? Every bias, every greed, every careless pattern become code. That's not progress. That's amplify imperfection. So ethical AI is not more kind of like branding, it's a survival engineering. Without moral gravity, technology drifts into some different area. So quantum neuroscience teaches that every decision carries frequencies. Ethics align with that frequency with balance. And I want AI that doesn't just compute right answer, but also comprehend right intentions. We conquered physics, and now we must conquer the conscious as well. I remember Al Ghazali wrote that true knowledge is that transforms the human. But if AI doesn't transform any humans, then then we build nothing but mirrors for our own flaws.
Oh, yes, you are right. Yeah, and we have to be aware about bias, about
So,
fairness, and about all of these principles that are really important, right?
yeah.
Okay, well, enough theory. Let's open the hood on the ICE Rideshare because this is where everything you said gets brutal.
Mhm.
Competing with Uber without a team or founding sounds like a suicide mission. I need to understand how you survive. When you start ICE, what was the problem you thought you were going to solve versus the real problem you discover after launching?
So, so basically, what I did was before going into the specific business, I interviewed about more than 2,000 drivers because I used to travel a lot. I'm in consultancy. I used to work with different organizations, Fortune 500 company. So when I start working, I have to travel a lot. I have to take Uber and all this stuff. So when I started, I thought that I was building an alternative to Uber probably because, but like I will have a faster rides, I will have like a better prices and better tech. But once I step inside the ecosystem, I realized that the real issue was not the transportation. It was trust. Driver felt unseen and the riders they felt unsafe. And the thing is that everyone felt exploited somehow because there are some invisible algorithms that are running behind the scene. And and it was not a logistic gap, it was more kind of like a psychological one. So I redesigned the soul of the system. ICE is just not a like doesn't just move the cars, but it's more kind of like moves the confidence as well within the drivers who are kind of a partner of the company. And AI listen the human patterns. So driver stress level, you can say cancellation strikes, any kind of these like of passenger reviews. So they help us and adjust the incentives and routing in a real time. It's like an empathy and algorithm on the algorithm scale. So the real product of ICE is not mobility; it's basically mutual respect,
Yes.
coded into motion.
Yes, you are definitely right. It's based on trust, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah, if someone wants to replicate this model, solo founder, multiple business, AI
Mhm.
power, and maybe in another industry, what's the first mistake they are going to make in the first 6 months, maybe?
You mean anyone working on any kind of like a software or specific, you can say if somebody try to replicate the exact AI kind of like a model. So one of the thing is like they will copy the tool, right? Anyone
Mhm.
can copy the tool, but instead of the philosophy, which is the main basically soul of the product itself. For example, they will think if I just integrate the AI, I will be scale like ICE or something like that. But AI doesn't just it doesn't fix the confusion; it actually amplifies it. So the first rule of automation is alignment. So machine mirror their maker, like what's your philosophy is. So if your intention is unclear, you don't know what you do, you are just replicating the tool and you don't have intention, like base issue, like what you are tackling is, then your output will also chaos at a light speed. So before you code, clarify your processes, your thought process, your conscious, and before you automate, articulate your purpose. Otherwise, it will be you will be end up it kind of like a beautifully efficient emphasizes a first road to nowhere at all. So AI can magnifies the human condition, which is
Mhm.
the that's and this is a dangerous basically is and it is divinity as well. So I would say first thing I recently heard some coaches as well saying these things that personal coach and some from the quantum science as well, that if you don't know why you are here, why you're taking, for example, podcast, or what is the real purpose is. You're not copying it. Then you will lose in this kind of frequencies because it's not your own frequency. If I start carrying different frequencies, for example, I have a radio station and I create my own frequency, right? If I don't create my own frequency, I start taking from the FM 101, FM 102, different frequency, what I will be ending up, right? That's called copying. So, but when I create my own frequency, that's the aura I will bring out, and that will basically clear my ambition and bring my tool that nobody can copy.
Oh, yes, you are definitely right. Yes.
Thank you.
So this is the key. What Sarah just described isn't just theory, it's a survival blueprint. Now let's accelerate because I need quick answers to the questions everyone has. Okay, Sarah, speed change, rapid fire, short answers, no filter. These are the questions the audience asked me to ask every founder who uses AI to scale. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, an AI tool you use daily and couldn't live without. Which one and why?
For me, it's Gemini. I love Gemini. So, and I don't just use it. I actually train it because Gemini is like a second brain from the Google. So it's that never sleeps. So it helped me think, plan, or brainstorming, and also write code, or even anticipate the decisions as well. But I don't rely on that. I always kept control in my hand. I am listener. I sometimes argument as well. I don't think so this is the right answer. I do my own research then. So but what I love most is not what it produces, it's how it's like how it learns me, it remembers me, it remember my pattern, tone, rhythm, and even the philosophy. So over the time, it start mirroring my style or your style, right? So that's where it become more kind of like a personal. So when I open Gemini in the morning, it's not about prompts. It's not about like a dialogue. It's kind of like a more kind of like understanding and listening and going through a, for example, help me design a launch strategy in my voice with clarity, emotion, and structure that I have, and it does. So and over the time when I question something, it adjusts according to that, the future conversation as well. So AI becomes powerful when it stop being a tool, right, and start become a more kind of like extension of your own mind. And Gemini allows me to offload everything that slow down the creation. So I can focus on intuition, connection, and some higher thoughts as well. So this is what I like it most. And we live in the time where intelligence itself is becoming more kind of like a collaborative. That's what excites me actually. The merging of human curiosity with the digital memory.
Okay, okay. Thanks for that. So, Sarah, can you give me one AI prompt, maybe a shorter one, every founder should have saved, the one you see when you need quick clarity?
Yeah, I think one of use weekly basis is the one like that act as a system architect and strategist, but analyze my business from my own principles that I have created this business based on that, and identify the three biggest bottlenecks or inefficiencies and that steal time or potential that I can automate. So then design an automation strategy using AI to fix them, starting with the simplest change that give me the fastest compound effect. So that one prompt basically exposes everything you have. You share your data and it analyzes based on what your business is, and it's like holding a mirror to your operations, and AI will show the inefficiencies that you have in your system, and there is an opportunity to automate it. Like inefficiencies that you have normalized so far, and you never look into that, maybe because it's a normal for you. And starting with the simplest change that gives the faster compound effect. So that's one of the things. So goal is not about ask AI just for the ideas, but it's more like to use to reveal the truth. And once you see the truth, innovation becomes more kind of like obvious.
Okay. Controversial prediction. What role or industry you think it's going to disappear due to AI before 2027?
I think middle management, because that's the old-fashioned kind of survives on coordination instead of contribution. So AI will handle the scheduling, maintaining, communication, and performance analysis as well better than any human because it does this really fast, right? So
Mhm.
in the middle layer, most of the in our businesses they do the exact same thing. So the manager role is actually as a transmitter of information. It will vanish over the time, but the mentor will rise. So leadership will split into two directions. The mechanical, you can say, and the meaningful one. The mechanical will be absorbed by the algorithms. The meaningful, those who inspire, teach, and also build the trust. And that will become priceless. So by 2027, I would say the organization will have only fewer but stronger kind of a tribes. Effectively, you would say, or efficiency will come from intelligence, kind of like that, and loyalty will come from the authenticity. So that's one of the main thing. And we won't manage people anymore. We will more kind of like orchestrate the purpose.
No, okay. Sarah, iChef and Sprawberry. Maybe 30 seconds each. What do they do and how is AI critical there?
Mhm. So Aisha was a born out of a truth, I would say. So, and I discovered it during my PhD. During my PhD, I discovered that too much reliance on restaurant dependency is more kind
Mhm.
of like a quietly destroying our life. And my thesis or my dissertation was life expectancy in the US and the future predictions. So then I see like how health factor work over there. And restaurant food, we have a lot of preservatives and a lot of chemical to keep it fresh for a longer time. It's not good for us. Basically, nutrition got killed completely. So, and we have norm because we are so much dependent on that. We have normalized that fatigue, anxiety, and inflammation within our bodies without realizing the source itself. And the source is our food ecosystem. How much we have, if we are hungry, you don't have to go to the kitchen. You can just open the app and just order from your favorite restaurant, and you keep because it's delicious. You keep bringing that, right? So every
Yeah.
ingredients we eat is carries data. If you see like preservatives, artificial oils, reheated oils, and they rewrite the chemistry on your gut. And our gut has neurons, which basically directly affect on our brain. So
Yes.
it affects your mood, it affects your hormones, and iChef is basically my rebellion against that. So it connects the people with home-based chefs. Anybody can be chef. Like if I make scatties today, and I will say, okay, let me post on iChef. If somebody wants it, so I will make an extra. And if somebody order in the town, I will make instead of 5 plates, maybe 6 plates, and they can order from me. And then the drivers from Uber Eats or DoorDash deliveries, they will pick up the food from my house and they will deliver at your doorstep. So that's exactly what is a simple thing. So basically, it's connect with the home-based chef people who cook the preservative-free, nutrient-rich, fresh food and deliver them to your door. And AI manages matching raw routes and your area and preferences of your taste as well, according to and it matches with the nutrition as well with a very discounted price. And AI also create the nutrition package for you as well. And but beyond the logistic, it's more kind of like restoring the human nourishment, a system of a trust. So that's what iChef is. And Sprawberry, so it's more kind of like a love letter to fairness, basically. So imagine a word where value is trapped in money, but it cannot be expressed in exchange, right? So, for
Uh-huh.
example, there is a gym instructor, right, who cannot afford personal coaching, and he want to get some clarity, but he cannot afford it. So, what he can do, he can offer in his training in return. So, for example, a graphic designer trades brand work for your marketing mentorship, these kind of a thing. So, this is what the services exchange is. It's a barter system rebuilt for digital age. So basically, AI acts there as a matchmaker of your services. So identify the compatible needs and skills. And it's calculate the fair swaps, like how you swap your services, and even assigning the points for the future trade as well. So in time, this evolves maybe into a crypto-based value system, economy of contribution rather than the consumption. So see the industrial revolutionize the monetized labor, right? The AI revolutionized the more kind of like a spiritualized value, right? So the future belong not to those who sells the most, but to do who serves the most basically. So I know, the Einstein, he decoded the energy, Da Vinci, he decoded the beauty, and Al-Ghazali decoded the purpose. So through iChef and Sprawberry, I'm trying to decode the humanity inside the technology. So because if AI does not make us more connected, it was never intelligent to me. It was like only imitation. So that's what the back end of purpose of this innovation for iChef and Sprout.
Wow. Wow. Each one of it has its own purpose,
Yeah.
and it's using AI wonderfully.
Yes, definitely.
So, yes. So, Sarah, your book, The Quantum Code of Wealth, Quantum Neuroscience Applied to the Business, that
Mhm.
sounds kind of esoteric. What's the most practical concept someone can use tomorrow?
So it's very simple. It's energy before strategy. So we live in the world that is obsessed with the tactics, right? So, but few people understand the vibration. Every result we get or you create is a downstream of your inner frequency. If your mind is stressed or scattered, your results will be scattered as well. So in this book, I teach people to realign. Basically, there's a lot of coaches of manifestation and all this stuff, but I basically combine it with the science, with spirituality, and also neuroscience. So and I see that a lot of people they need to realign, not mentally as well, but emotionally and biologically as well, before acting upon their purpose. So you cannot build abundance without knowing or with that exhaustion only, right? So you can't expect clarity with the chaos. So once your energy is coherent, everything else become predictable. So I call it quantum posture, where basically aligning thought, body, and emotions into one vector of intentions, and that's when your decisions become or stop feeling forced and start feeling more kind of like a inevitable. So tomorrow morning, for example, before checking the phone or calendar, if you sit for 5 minutes and ask yourself what frequency I'm operating from, and then what the answer is, that's basically tuned, because wealth is not earned, is tuned. So your frequency also tuned, and then your output tuned, basically parallel to your frequency. So this book is more kind of like a make you understand the law of vibrations, law of quantum science, and how our inputs or how our thoughts change our future decisions that are coming to us. So basically, if you, for example, it's more kind of because we are as a computer engineers, we think it's like a if and then come thing. So if we are thinking positive today, we will get a different results. Instead, if we are thinking negative, I would definitely get the different results. But why? What the science behind it? What the spirituality behind it? This is what is in the book.
Wow, that's valuable insight for our audience. So perfect. Okay, last question, but it's the most important because I want this to resonate in 5 years. Sarah, you built multiple companies, mentor founders, survived burnouts, and now you are writing a book about well consciousness.
Mhm.
When someone reads the Quantum Code of Wealth in 2030, what do you want them to remember about how you use AI now in 2025, and what's the legacy you're building?
Um, so I would say, like especially for the, book perspective, if I say like how, if for example, if somebody is reading my book in the future, so I want them to remember some philosophy that I didn't use AI to escape being human, right?
Mhm.
I used it to understand humanity better. This is what exactly, I want people to be know in the future because most people chase AI for power and I pursued it for the perspective. And I wanted to see what happened when consciousness meets computation. So when a machine start reflect not just our intelligence but our intentions, so that's what is came into the matter in 2025 nowadays. If you say this start of this year, while the world debated whether AI would replace us, or I was asking a very different question: can it remind us who we truly are? By taking small tasks and by taking the things that we don't need to do, we can more focus on ourselves, on our consciousness, on ourselves as well. So all AI actually gave us the time to think, to feel, to create without any exhaustion. So but more than time, it gave you mirrors as well. So basically it showed me that every algorithm, no matter how advanced, still reflects the coder's consciousness. And if you ask about the legacy perspective, if it's this, like I used AI as a instrument of awakening to prove that intelligence is not artificial when guided by awareness. And in the same way, Da Vinci, he tuned the science into art. I use AI turn logic into empathy. So when people look back, I want them to see that 2025 was not the year that machine become intelligent. It was the year where humans remember that they are already here.
Wow, that's very insightful perspective.
Thank
So, Sarah, thank you so much. And one final thought. If you could leave our listeners with one sentence that defines your philosophy for AI and life, what would it be?
Yeah, I would say this, like that we are not competing with AI today. We are co-evolving ourselves with intelligence itself. So the mind that builds a machine, but the souls itself that we are granted with, it defines the direction. So AI is not the end of the human history. It's basically beginning of the human depth. And if we use it with purpose, this century won't be known for artificial intelligence. It will be remembered as a dawn of authentic consciousness.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Well, it was incredible. If there's one thing I want you to take from this conversation is this: the boundaries you accept define your reality. Sarah Choudhary demonstrated that you don't need the traditional Silicon Valley model to build impactful companies. You need clarity, strategic AI, and execution without excuses. Connect with Sarah on LinkedIn. Link on the I will leave the link on the description. And if you want to learn more about her approach, her book, The Quantum Code of Wealth, it's coming soon, right, Sarah?
Yes, it will be coming soon. It's going into the final hands of very expert authors and reviewers who are reviewing my book to make it much better. So yes, it's on the way.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And if this episode made you rethink how you are building your business, please share it. So, Sarah, thank you so much for being here. And well, if you want to say something else to the audience, please.
Yes, I would only want to say my student mentors and everyone who is here. And I saw a lot of frustration from people that we are not getting jobs, especially the fresh graduates or something like that. I would say think about an idea or project and start working on that. Create a prototype. It's your baby, it's your experiment. Don't waste your knowledge. Don't believe that you have to be dropout to be successful. College degree is really a great asset, and you have done a great work that everybody can do it. So what you have achieved is basically is a precious. Create something. Think about the ideas. Think about the gaps and get the opportunity out of those gaps. Do the research, do the study, and then bring something that make automate and make human lives much easier. That's all from my side. Thank you so much, Joseph.
Thank you, Sarah. That's an eye-opening point. So thank you so much, AI to the Sky, and well, we will see on the next episode.
AI is coming for actors, artists, and podcasters. Lucky for you, we're still human. Subscribe now. AI to the Sky.